Within my ancillary text, I use a stills camera as well as a tripod to produce my images. I did this so like my images were more focused and more professional. I also used Photoshop to edit my images, which were used on my poster and my magazine cover. I was already familiar with Photoshop as I used it in AS, so I felt quite comfortable using it. During the planning, we made a storyboard out of paper, which we designed like all the shots, all the locations of the shots, where we wanted the shots and how long they would be. After we had done that, we made like a short animatic of all the shots that we had. We did this so that if the storyboard was to get lost, then we would be able to refer to the animatic, which we then put onto our phones, which we thought was quite a good idea because it was easy for like all of us to like take out and then show like what shots went where, what was the role and what wasn't when it came to filming. During the research process, we used YouTube to find out like what other existing horror trailers were out there and to say for like gain ideas as well as inspiration, which we could then incorporate into our horror trailer. We did this so we could find out like what typical conventions appeared in all horror trailers that were out at that time period, and as well as that we wanted to find out what our target audience thought of them as well. As a group, we find it quite hard finding suitable locations for our horror trailer because we initially found a wooded area near the school, which we thought was quite reliable. But some days when we went to film, it was cold, so we weren't able to film there. I had the role of an actor in our trailer. I was the demon, so it was important for me to maintain to make sure my clothing was consistent throughout the trailer. When we started the film, we didn't really know what to expect. This was because like we hadn't really experienced filming during AS. Some days like we would go out film like a large variety of shots and then come home, have a look at them at the computer, and like we didn't really think they were suitable, so we had to go out and retake them again. The main issue that we had at the start was the lighting, because since most of our shots that we wanted but needed to be dark, some of the shots were like quite inappropriate and the lighting wasn't really correct. Another factor that we couldn't control was the weather. Some days we'll go out and film, well, we would plan to go out and film and it was raining, so then we had to reschedule for another day. During the construction of our horror trailers, we used HD cameras. Our shots consisted of handheld as well as shots taken from the tripod. To make sure like everything was running in order, we used whiteboards by simply like naming all the shots that we had, and then when it came to edit it was like easier for us to say what shots we needed to keep and what needed to be deleted. During the editing process, we used iMovie to put all of our shots together, as well as iTunes to transport all of our sounds that we had collected. In our trailer, we had a scene where a victim's screaming. So to do this, we recorded the sound, uploaded it onto SoundCloud, and then from SoundCloud we then downloaded it from there and then put it into iTunes. During my evaluation, I tried to make my blog as multimedia as possible than I did last year. Having an online blog means that it's open to anyone in the world, anyone can access it. So making sure that you can engage like the audience who like what you're blogging is crucial. Within my blog, I use SlideShare, which is a PowerPoint presentation in a different form, where it involves uploading all of your information onto that PowerPoint presentation and then embedding that onto your blog. I also used a voice recording of my editing experience. I thought this would have been like a different way of basically sharing my thoughts and opinions on how the filming process went, as well as the editing. I videoed my audience research and uploaded it on my blog to give an audience just something to watch and what they thought of what my audience thought. I also use Prezi, which is an online presentation site where you can create a presentation, but then within that you can upload videos from YouTube as well as images. You can also link it to social networking sites like Twitter or Facebook. just get given another audience access to my Prezi as well as my blog.